On November 4th, South African journalist Max Du Prez publicly accused AfriForum CEO Kriel on X of roots in apartheid-era far-right politics, citing his involvement with Conservative Party and opposition to ending minority white rule in the 1990s. Kriel rejected the accusations as a state security agency disinformation campaign, defending his past as advocacy for federal democracy to protect communities' rights against ANC centralism. Historical records confirm Kriel's role in the Conservative Party and his no to ending apartheid campaign in the 1992 whites-only referendum, which sought to halt negotiations but lost to majority yes vote, paving the way to the 1994 elections and eventually black majority rule. Now, let's take it back to March 17, 1992. South Africa's last whites-only referendum. It was a simple but defining question. Do you support continuing the reform process towards a new democratic constitution? In plain English, it was asking white South Africans if they were ready to end apartheid and share power in a democratic South Africa.
Special TV1 newscast. White South Africans are flocking to the polls today in one of the country's most historic referendums, a referendum which will decide the future of South Africa. We have reports on the latest developments at some of the polling stations. Voting began briskly in Pretoria this morning. Queues formed at all the polling booths before voting began at 7 o'clock. There was a lively atmosphere at a school in Arcadia, where President F.W. de Klerk and his wife Marika brought out their votes. A smiling Mr. de Klerk told the horde of international newsmen that he was optimistic about the result.
Reg is ja.
Is hy optimisties, meneer de Klerk?
Ek is optimisties. Ek dink dit sal goed gaan. Hier is wonderlike entoesiasme en ons kry terugvoering dat die mense vinnig stem, flink stem en entoesiasties stem.
In Nelstroom, where the leader of the Conservative Party, Dr. Andries Trenet, cast his vote, some people even brought their children along to witness the historic referendum. Dr. Trenet said he was confident of winning the ballot.
I feel very good. I'm prepared for any result, especially to win.
Another member of the Conservative Alliance, Mr. Jaap Marais, was one of the first to cast his vote at a polling station at Rittendale in Pretoria.
In the Johannesburg suburb of Greenside, a long queue of voters waited for polling booths to open at 7 o'clock this morning. Waiting patiently in the queue was DP leader Zak de Beer, who was
That was the referendum, a vote by white South Africans for white South Africans to decide whether apartheid President F.W. de Klerk should continue negotiating towards a new constitution or not. A racist system letting only white folks vote on reform, and it was brutally wrong. The reality is that the referendum was a drug to give whites a false sense of power. Apartheid was going to end, referendum or not, it was going to end. International isolation, sanctions, and ever-increasing internal resistance quickly showed them that apartheid was no longer economically viable. That nonsense had to end. Nearly 69% said yes, they wanted to move forward in a democratic state of South Africa, but 31% said no to ending apartheid. And amongst those saying no was AfriForum leader Kriel, the same AfriForum that lied about the White Genocide Claims and prompted the MAGA operation to haul in 49 white Afrikaners to America under the false pretense of refugee. Kriel, the current CEO of AfriForum, admitted that he voted no to ending apartheid in that referendum. He voted against ending apartheid. Let that sink in. Fast forward to today, Kriel leads an organization that calls itself a civil rights group, but constantly defends apartheid monuments, opposes land reform, and once said that apartheid was not a crime against humanity. So let's call it what it is, ladies and gentlemen. AfriForum's roots are in that no to ending apartheid vote, in a worldview that saw equality as a threat. You can rebrand it as heritage, protection, or minority rights, but history does not lie. The man leading AfriForum literally voted against freedom. He wanted apartheid to continue. He didn't want Black South Africans to ever have equal political power, and that's a fact. And that legacy still shapes the organization's politics even today. In 1992, Karlie vowed to form an organization that sought to keep apartheid policies alive post-1994. He vowed to do everything in his power to bring back the white minority rule. And the White Genocide Claims are just one of those antics the Boers are trying to push to evade equality and bring back minority rule. White Genocide Claims are a revenge vehicle against South Africa for living in democracy and treating the Boers as the buttholes they truly are. There is literally a video of AfriForum leader Kriel denying the white genocide claims. After seeing that he denied the white genocide claims he was selling to the international communities, he quickly went to his PR firm and reshaped the white genocide claims narrative to the farm murder narrative, launching a fear-mongering campaign and making it seem that white people are being killed on the basis of land disposition.
Farmers for political. Do you believe that anybody is killing us for killing farmers for political reasons?
There are instances where you can go and read in the newspaper.
Do you deny white genocide?
Thing as a farmer.
Do you deny white genocide? Here, for all of the listeners,
of course.
Is it fake news?
We've written it in articles. Okay. We've written it in.
AfriForum makes this the domestic invasions which happen on farm. They make it an ideological and political thing. And what this signals to their community, it's as if there is an agenda to kill white people by criminals on the basis of land dispossession issues. So this is part of their Project Fear. Now, they distance themselves from white genocide, which we all know is a fake news narrative that unfortunately ended up on Fox News and convincing even Donald Trump and also the Australian Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton, who all bought into this narrative that was spread by AfriForum affiliates such as Solidarity and the Sudlanders. But even the narrative around farm murders, which they have they've watered it down. So instead of giving you the full undiluted oros, what they did is that they diluted it and they said, listen, okay, you didn't buy white genocide. Here's farm murders. It's the same thing. It has the same impact on their community. And that impact is to create a culture of fear. Now, don't get me wrong. Murder is the worst thing that can possibly happen to anybody.
Did you see that? Did you see that Humpty Dumpty denied the white genocide claims on the 5th of May 2025? He saw that, oh shit, he messed up the white genocide campaign. So they quickly made contingency plan and then they started pushing for the farm murder narrative. Trump took the bait and told the international community that the government is allowing white farmers to be targeted and murdered and they are taking their land without compensation. I mean, that narrative is easy to sell. It's better than the blacks are killing whites for revenge narrative. No one was going to believe that. And on the 23rd of May, 2025, just 2 weeks after that interview, President Ramaphosa, like a good garden boy, flew to his master's White house in America, to the White House, to answer to the farm narrative, not the white genocide narrative. Those are two different narratives, by the way. The white genocide narrative was not going to sell. It was not going to convince anybody, but the farm murder narrative, given the high crime rate in South Africa, that would be believable. That would sell like hotcakes to the international community. Do you understand what I just said? Kriel admitted on an interview that there is no white genocide. And then he quickly learned, oh man, I messed up the campaign. I messed up the narrative. What must I do? What must I do? Oh yes. Instead of pushing for the white genocide claims, let's say the farm murder narrative. That is believable. And Trump, like a little bird that he is, repeated that sentiment. He took the bait, told the international communities that, hey, white people are being killed in South Africa. They are being targeted for their skin color in South Africa. They are being targeted for owning farms. And to make it worse, the government, the black government, is stealing land from them. It's taking land without compensation. And that is wrong. That narrative is easy to sell to the international community. I mean, no one is going to believe that in South Africa, black people are killing white people for revenge against apartheid. No one was going to believe that. So they had to go back to the drawing board and sell the white the white farm murders, the farm murder narrative instead of the white genocide narrative. That one is easy to sell and buy. That one was easy to sell and buy. I mean, Kriel voted no to ending apartheid. I want you guys to listen to this. And his reasoning was, I was protecting the rights of the communities across South Africa against ANC centralism. ANC centralism. ANC has never ruled pre-1994. It has never ruled. So how do you know that ANC has ulterior motives? How do you know? How do you know that ANC is a centralism organization, political party? How did you know that? So you spread lies before they even took the presidential office, before they even took to parliament to introduce themselves as the new ruling party of South Africa. So you lied. AfriForum and lying are literally two peas in a pod. They are literally two peas in a pod. They lied about the ANC being a centralism party pre-1994, before ANC could even set foot in parliament. They lied. They created a fear-mongering campaign amongst white people, say if we're ruled by blacks, we might as well die. They're going to kill us. They're going to take revenge. And seeing that the fear-mongering campaign did not work pre-1994, in 2025, they started the White Genocide Claims. This is Kriel's way of saying, I'm doing everything in my power to bring back white minority rule, because I can't stand the fact that we lost in 1992 when they asked, should we end apartheid or not? I can't believe we lost. We thought apartheid was going to last forever. We thought it was going to be the case, but it's not. So to assert my dominance, to take revenge for losing out in 1992, in the 1992 referendum, I am going to try everything in my power post-democracy to cause chaos for ANC and lie on the state of South Africa and make the international community question South African sovereignty. Yeah, this is what he's doing right now. But it's Kriel for you. That is Kriel. It's one of the antics the Boers are trying to push post-1994. There's still many to come. The white genocide is not picking up momentum anymore. The farm murder genocide claims, they're not picking momentum. No one is listening to them anymore. So now they're scrambling. They're trying to find another lie to tell the international community. At this point, they are clowns. At this point, AfriForum is not a civil rights group that is there to protect Afrikaner culture. No. It is a vehicle of revenge for what happened in the 1992 referendum. It is a vehicle revenge for the people of South Africa, against the people of South Africa for living in democracy. How dare black people rule white people? How dare they do that? So I'll do anything and everything in my power post-democracy to ruin democracy for them, to make life hell. They will not live in peace post-democracy. What do you think about this segment? Comment to me in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.